narotamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirayet nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 7, verse number 36. Kalena milita dhyam avam shraya nrinam stoka yusham swanigamo batadura paraha avirhitasva anuyugam sahi satyavatyam veda drumam vitapasho vibhajishyati smam. Kalena, in course of time, milita dhyam, of the less intelligent persons, avam shreya, considering the difficulties, nrinam, of humanity at large, stoka ayusham, of the short-living persons, swanigamaha, the Vedic literatures compiled by him, bata, exactly, duraparaha, greatly difficult, avirhitaha, having appeared as, tu, but, anuyugam, in terms of the age, saha, he, the Lord, he, certainly, satyavatyam, in the womb of Satyavati, vedadrumam, the desire tree of the Vedas, vitapashaha, by division of branches, vibhajisyati, will divide, small as it were. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Lord himself, in his incarnation as the son of Satyavati or Vyasadeva, will consider his compilation of the Vedic literature to be very difficult for the less intelligent persons with short life, and thus he will divide the tree of Vedic knowledge into different branches according to the circumstances of the particular age. Purport. Herein Brahma mentions the future compilation of Srimad Bhagavatam for the short-lived persons of the Kali age. As explained in the first canto, the less intelligent persons of the age of Kali would be not only short-lived, but also perplexed with so many problems of life due to the awkward situation of the godless human society. Advancement of material comforts of the body is activity in the mode of ignorance according to the laws of material nature. Real advancement of knowledge means progress of knowledge in self-realization. But in the age of Kali, the less intelligent men mistakenly consider the short lifetime of 100 years, or now factually reduced to about 40 or 60 years, to be all in all. They are less intelligent because they have no information of the eternity of life. They identify with the temporary material body existing for 40 years and consider it the only basic principle of life. Such persons are described as equal to the asses and bulls. But the Lord, as the compassionate Father of all living beings, imparts unto them the vast Vedic knowledge in short treatises like the Bhagavad Gita, and for the graduates, the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Puranas and the Mahabharata are also similarly made by Vyasadeva for the different types of men in the modes of material nature, but none of them are independent of the Vedic principles. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Translation once again. The Lord himself, in his incarnation as the son of Satyavati or Vyasadeva, will consider his compilation of the Vedic literature to be very difficult for the less intelligent persons with short life. And thus he will divide the tree of Vedic knowledge into different branches according to the circumstances of the particular age. So here we can see, we are of course in this particular chapter hearing about different incarnations, the scheduled incarnations of the Lord. and Lord Brahma is describing the Leela avatars of Supreme Lord. And now in this verse, he's talking about Srila Vyasadeva, who's also called Satyavati Sutta, which means son of Satyavati. Now, he's the one, that's Krishna incarnating as Vyasadeva, and he's the one who compiled the Vedic literature and considered the eternal compiler of the Vedas. In the Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 15, Krishna talks about this to Arjuna. He says, Vedescha sarver aham eva vedyo, Vedanta krit veda vid eva chaham, that I am the compiler of the Vedic literature. Now before, in the beginning, Srila Vyasadeva, he had just one Veda in the condensed form. And as this verse says, he divided into 4. Rig Veda, Atharva Veda, Yajur Veda, and Samaveda. These are the 4 Vedas he divided. Why? Because he understood that in Kali Yuga, there are going to be less intelligent people who will not only be less intelligent, but also short-lived. I mean, if someone reaches the age of 100, is considered a great achievement. But as Prabhupada says, maybe someone may live for 40 years, 60 years, that is about an average. So, being short-lived and less intelligent, how is it possible to understand Vedic knowledge? And that is the reason it was divided, so that we can understand it better. Now, it is said that his name is Vyasa. Vyasa means a circle with a line, division, he's the one who divided the Vedas, and so his name is Vyasadeva. Now, in other ages, people could understand the Vedas. Why? Because they had very good memory power, they were more learned, they were more devoted to the Supreme Lord. But unfortunately, in this Kali Yuga, people are not only short-lived, but less intelligent. In a first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and the first chapter itself, verse 10, it is mentioned that Prayanali Payushu Sabhya Kalav Asmin Yuge Jana Manda Sumanda Matayo Manda Bhagyahi Upadrutaha. It seems that in this iron age of Kali, people have short lives. They are quarrelsome, they are lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. So these are all the disqualifications of people in Kali Yuga. Alpa Ayu, short-lived. You see, in Satya Yuga, people used to live for 100,000 years. In Treta Yuga, 10,000 years. Right? In Dwapar Yuga, 1,000. But in Kali Yuga, 100 is generally the limit. But Srila Prabhupada says maybe 40 or 60. There are some who can hit the century, 100, woohoo, I have become 100 years old. And there are some who, get out in half a century, they are 50 and they are gone, you see. So what can one do in the short period of life? Whatever short period that we have, based on our past karma, we, have an appointment with death. So that should be the question in the mind of an intelligent person. What can I do in this short period of life? So Sutta Goswami mentions that one should work hard to do what? To make it in this lifetime, which means finish the business in this lifetime and go back to the spiritual world. So for that, one has to really work hard and not be lazy. But unfortunately, people in Kali Yuga are very lazy. They do not want to work. I would imagine most people who are working either in a job or business or whatever, they look forward to the weekend because they don't want to work. They want to relax, right? And most people, they just want to eat, sleep, and have fun. That's about it. Manda means lazy. So a person needs to be intelligent enough to understand that laziness is not going to get us anywhere. It'll make our situation worse. Sumanda matayo. Intelligence is very, very low. Now one may say, hey, I'm intelligent enough, I have this degree and that degree, I'm a graduate or a PhD. That is material education. Here, Srimad Bhagavatam is not talking about that, the academic knowledge, no. It's talking about spirituality. It's talking about understanding the purpose of human form of life. You see, we have very few years to live. And on top of that, if we are lazy, and on top of that, if we are less intelligent, then the only option is for such people to depend on their destiny. See, all in this age are unfortunate, unlucky, misguided. Some people say too much bad luck. What to do? Well, there is a solution. The Supreme Lord has given us the Vedic knowledge. And in his incarnation as Vyasadeva, he has given us Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the essence of all the Vedic knowledge. So when we take help of the Srimad Bhagavatam and also take help of saintly people, because saintly people can help us. They can help us to understand. Now, if we open Srimad Bhagavatam and try to read, we may not understand it. We may try, and it's highly unlikely that we will understand unless a saintly person explains it to us. That is why it is mentioned, sadhu sanga, sarva shastra kai, lava mata sadhu sanga, sarva siddhi hoy. So when we take knowledge or guidance from saintly people, from sadhus, then there is liberation. And guess what? In Kali Yuga, we have got home delivery. Everything we can do from home. We can, like we are on Zoom and Facebook, we are there. We are able to, hear Srimad Bhagavatam, speak Srimad Bhagavatam. We can associate with saint. And now online also. And books also are available online. So it's practically home delivery. All we need to do is take this opportunity, right? Once we take guidance from sadhus, once we start understanding Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, then we will understand the secret of the scriptures. Sometimes we associate with saintly people, we hear from them, but when it comes to accepting their advice, we have a doubt. Should I or should I not? And even if we accept their advice, there are so many desires in the heart. And unfortunately, most devotees also, they find faults. That, that speaker, okay. This speaker, very nice. It has nothing to do with the speaker. It is the knowledge, the Vedic knowledge, Srimad Bhagavatam. It's the ripened fruit. Very, very sweet, you see. So the disqualifications of people in Kali Yuga is they are quarrelsome also. Quarreling with others. For what? Sometimes for nothing. Why? Because that is the nature. And also hearing Srimad Bhagavatam and not putting it into application. And Srimad Bhagavatam is clearly telling us, Srila Vyasadeva is saying, in this age, there are a lot of miseries, there are difficulties, there are diseases. So why would any intelligent person want to come back into this material world? Srila Prabhupada, he took the risk at such a ripened age, at old age. He came all the way to the US, gave us all the translations so that we can take help of these books and gain knowledge. He took the risk. He gave us this knowledge. So all we have to do is take it very seriously. Imagine at the age of 70, most people feel, I'm done, I've done all my responsibilities, I'm retired, I don't want to do anything. I just want to, be sitting in a rocking chair and just relaxing and taking it easy. No, at age of 70, Srila Prabhupada came to a different country with different culture, different language. On the way, he had 2 heart attacks. Why did he come? Just to give us the essence of the Vedic literature. Sometimes even when the saintly people come to our house to give us knowledge, to give us guidance, not everybody is interested. Not interested in really progressing in spiritual life. Lazy to even read the books. Right? Excuse me. So this is what is being told in this verse. People are lazy, people are less intelligent. They will spend many sleepless nights, because of so many desires, want to fulfill so many desires, all material desires, even in spite of getting access to this knowledge, not interested, lazy to read these books. But imagine, Srila Prabhupada, he spent sleepless nights to write. Just like Vyasadeva thought about us, people, unfortunate people in Kali Yuga, so he gave us Vedic knowledge. Similarly, Srila Prabhupada, he felt compassionate about us, so he translated and gave it to us. There's no other way. This is the only way. So all we can do is make good use of all the efforts that Srila Prabhupada took to do these translations. He's actually requesting us, and he's also expecting us to read these books. Very important to read these books regularly, because unless we read, unless we hear, how will we progress? That is a big question. Now in the purport we read, Srila Prabhupada is saying that in Kali Yuga, there is advancement of material comforts. Yes, externally we are very, very advanced. What about internally? What about spiritually, right? Everything is high-tech. But Prabhupada says that there is godless civilization. There is everything minus Krishna. Right? Prabhupada has given this example so many times. We have many zeros, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, many zeros. Is there any value? No value. Till we put number 1 in front of those zeros. Now if there are 2 zeros, we put 1 in front, it becomes 100. There are 3 zeros, put 1 in front of it, becomes 1,000. Right? So that number 1 in front is what gives value to all those zeros. So all our advancement, material advancement, is all like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. But if we put Krishna in front as number 1, then there is full value. See, that is what we need to understand. So all this advancement will be really good if we add Krishna in our lives. Otherwise, this advancement will just, increase our material fever. We want this also and that also. Someone was telling me they are coming up with robots that are going to do all the work in the office, in business, at home. Then what will be the need for us? Will we be needed? Probably not, right? So there is high degree material fever. There is high degree material attachment. But if we somehow the other can move from materialism to spirituality, that will be real advancement. And that is going to help us to become self-realized. You see, the scriptures tell us among 8.4 million species of life, now we have finally got this human form of life. Now we have the facility, we have the philosophical intelligence to really discriminate what is right and what is wrong, what needs to be done and what ought not to be done. This was Arjuna's question even in Bhagavad Gita, and Krishna explained to him that what is the right thing to do and what is something wrong that needs to be avoided. You see? So now that we have the facility with the intelligence, whatever intelligence we have, to understand the goal of human form of life. Just sleeping, eating, mating, defending, not sufficient. Even if someone with high job, high income, but if just doing these 4 activities, then Prabhupada says there's no difference between human and animal, right? We may think that, oh, I am so successful, whether it is in my career or whether it is my business or whatever aspect of my life. I have a lot of money, I have a lot of possessions, everything. But Srila Prabhupada says that is as good as being animals, like 2-legged animals, not better than them. Why? Because they are not advancing spiritually. They are not taking spiritual life seriously. They are not taking this knowledge from the Vedas very seriously. They are taking it very lightly, you see. Human beings are supposed to understand that their goal of life is self-realization, that their goal of life is to break the cycle of birth and death and go back to the spiritual world. But without Guru, without Sadhu, and without Shastra, no progress. We need, all of them are needed. They are like, they are special agencies given to us by Krishna, special agencies who can guide us, who can train us, who can help us to progress spiritually. You see, Guru and Sadhu, they read the Shastras, they understand the Shastras, they realize the Shastras, and they are dependent on the Shastras, you see. And Shastras are given to us by the Supreme Lord Himself, Krishna. He came down as Srila Vyasadeva and gave us these Vedic literatures, you see. So, being the Supreme Lord, Krishna knew our problems. He knew what is going to happen in Kali Yuga. How are the people going to behave? What will be their qualifications or disqualifications? You know, like in the beginning, as I mentioned, the Srimad Bhagavatam says, Manda Sumanda, they are good, they are very lazy, they are misguided, unlucky, quarrelsome, above all, short-lived. And above that, less intelligent, you see. So Vyasadeva, that's Krishna himself, knew what is our problem in Kali Yuga. We have this conditioning, right? Just like when we shampoo our hair, there is a conditioner, right? Conditioner. We are conditioned materially, because of the bodily concept of life. Only thinking about the body. I am this body. I need to take care of my body, which is good. Yes, we should. But what about the spirit soul? We are feeding the body, we need to feed the spirit soul also. So this conditioning is there since time immemorial, and that is why we keep thinking about how to take care of this body, how to somehow or the other make sure that the body is very comfortable, which is good. Yes, no problem with that. But we also need to understand that there is a spirit soul inside the body. And the purpose of human form of life is to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We have all the other knowledge, material education, we know about politics, etc., etc. We have knowledge how to eat, sleep, mate nicely. We know how to accelerate our sense gratification. We know all that. All that knowledge is there. But there is no knowledge, especially in the educational system, that teaches us that there's a difference between body and soul. No department that teaches that we are the spirit soul. So here Srila Prabhupada, he has taken all that trouble and has given us all this knowledge, and he's wanting us to somehow or the other take this knowledge and become self-realized. which is very, very, very important, because if we do not make use of this human form of life, if we do not do that, then we will be wasting the human form. And then we don't know what will be the next form. Which body are we going to take after death? If supposing we ask someone, why are you living? Just a simple, why are you living? That person will be shocked. What? And will probably get upset also. Why are you asking me why am I living? Or why are you asking how long I will live? I will live till I die. Sure. And they will think this is a foolish question. This will be the only answer. They have no idea what human life is for. Most don't even know what is the purpose of human form of life. They are simply living. Simply, it should be simple living, high thinking, but they are simply living. As they say, go with the flow. Go with the flow. Go where everybody is going. Do what everybody is doing. No. That is a complete waste of human form of life, you see. So one may be educated, very well educated, but if there is conditioning, if that person is operating on the bodily concept of life, what is the use of that education, right? There has to be spiritual education also. So both go hand in hand, material education and spiritual education. So it's very important that even parents, they take on this knowledge, understand the spiritual knowledge, and give it to their children, so that they can advance spiritually also. So that even the children, as they grow up, they understand, why are we living? What is the purpose of human form of life? Otherwise, they'll think life is meant to enjoy, eat nice food, sleep like a bear, quarrelsome, remain lazy. And then when things don't work out, blame the Supreme Lord. He's the one who's doing this all to me. Right? So if there is no knowledge, see, Bhagavad Gita, in the very beginning, Krishna gives the basic foundation of Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. He says, you are not this body. You are the spirit soul. That is important. So if a person doesn't have knowledge about body and soul, and that is actually the real knowledge. If a person doesn't know, then how will they understand the goal of life, right? It's important that is there, that knowledge is there. So there are 3 subjects of knowledge which one should try and understand. Jiva, that is the spirit soul. Bhagavan, the Supreme Lord. And Maya, that's illusion. Because until and unless we understand how Maya works, even though she is energy of the Lord, how does she work? If we don't understand, how will we protect ourselves from Maya? How will we protect ourselves from illusion? So those who understand these 3 subject matters, it becomes easy for them to become self-realized. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, those who identify with the body, they are like asses and bulls. He's making it so clear in the purport. And he also says such people are less intelligent. They have no information that they are spirit soul and they are eternal. And they don't understand the eternality of life. Because the soul, after death, goes on to the next body. But the purpose of human form of life is to qualify ourselves so that at the time of death, we are able to remember the Supreme Lord, take on a spiritual body, and go back to the spiritual world. See, the Supreme Lord Krishna is so compassionate. He knows our mentality in Kali Yuga, and so he came down as Vyasadeva and gave us all this knowledge, gave us the Vedic knowledge. Of course, the Puranas and the Mahabharata, that also is written by Srila Vyasadeva. That is for different type of people. But the purpose of Vedic knowledge is to be self-realized. And Srimad Bhagavatam is specially meant for us in Kali Yuga. Why? There is short life. We are short-lived. We don't have much time. See, we are almost towards the end of month of June. That means half of the year is finished. The time is gone. We can never go back to January 2025. No. We cannot even go back to yesterday. Why yesterday? We cannot even go back to 8 a.m. today. It's over. So we are very short-lived. We don't have much time. And unfortunately, most people in this material world are perplexed. Why? Too many problems, too many challenges, so many hurdles, so much distress, so much anxiety. Why? Because Krishna is not in the center of their lives. Krishna has to be in the center. You see? If Krishna is not in the center of our lives, then there is going to be perplexity. There's going to be anxiety. There are going to be, of course, challenges and hurdles. But if we are on the spiritual path, we get the spiritual strength to face those hurdles, to face those obstacles, right? We cannot be just living life, as it comes, like some people say. Live life as it comes. Take one day at a time. Sure, but please add spirituality to our lives. You see? Otherwise, what is the point of having this human form of life? We should take help and guidance from Srimad Bhagavatam. We may not have the capacity to understand it, because in Kali Yuga, less intelligent people, due to lack of intelligence, we may not understand, but we can get benefit from the scriptures. How? Krishna tells us in the Bhagavad Gita, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam, buddhi, intelligence. He says, those who worship me with love and devotion, I give them the intelligence so that they can understand me. So just by reading or hearing scriptures, we may not understand. We need the mercy of the Lord. And He will give us the mercy when we will worship Him with love and devotion. Now the question is, what does that mean? Very simple. That means we follow His instructions. He's telling us, Satatam kirtayanto mam, always chanting my glories. So we chant, especially in the mornings in the Brahma Muhurat, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So when we chant, when we read Bhagavad Gita, when we hear Bhagavad Gita, when we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, then we get benefit from the scriptures. Because now the mercy of the Supreme Lord is also coming down. Otherwise, what's the use? No point just living a material life. Just like, if we give a mirror to a blind person, that's of no use because the blind person cannot see. So what's the use of giving a mirror, right? So what's the use of giving this Vedic knowledge to those who don't want to use their intelligence? They don't want it. We cannot force somebody to hear Bhagavatam. We cannot force somebody to hear Bhagavad Gita, right? That person has to realize that yes, I am in a human body, I have intelligence, and here the Lord has given such beautiful, Vedic knowledge with so much in-depth understanding of purpose of human form of life. So, best is to use it. Take that knowledge. Inquire. See, inquiry is important. If we don't inquire, we will not get any answers. And if we don't get answers, how is there going to be realization? Most people don't even know who am I. And they are not even interested in knowing. Just wasting time. They feel there are better things to do in life. Too busy. I remember long time ago, I was inviting somebody to come and hear Bhagavad Gita. And she said, no, that is the time when I take my daughter for swimming. So swimming is more important, a material activity is more important than understanding the purpose of human form of life, than understanding who am I and why am I in this material world. They have better things to do in life. They're very busy. But the scriptures, the Vedic knowledge, they help us even though we are less intelligent. It helps us. Now, many times people feel offended. Why are you saying less intelligent? Here, they're not talking about intelligence in the material sense. We may be very well educated, but talking about spirituality. So these shastras, these scriptures, they can help us even though we are less intelligent, right? See, one may have a library of books, many books. But if there is no intelligence, there is no inquiry, then who can help? No one can help. Who can help? No one. We need to make that effort. That extra effort is needed so that we can use our philosophical intelligence wisely and inquire. Now that will become possible only and only when one has an intense desire. You see, when do we do something with full determination? Only when there is intense desire to do it. Now, if supposing I have an intense desire to learn to swim, I'll make that effort. With all sincerity and determination, I will try to learn to swim. That intense desire needs to be there. That yes, I want to become self-realized. You see, Sri Krishna, in the form of Vedavyas, he has mercifully given us this knowledge. And he's made it so simple, right? So that we can understand. Very, very simple. We've heard this many times. Kritaya dhyayato vishnum tretayam jajatomake. In Satya Yuga, process of self-realization was meditation for 30,000 years. People live for 100,000 years, so they could do that. But that's so difficult. Imagine if someone asked us to sit and meditate even for a few hours. That's going to be very difficult. Because physically it's going to be very taxing, to sit in one position and meditate. And plus, meditate how? Because the mind is running all over the place. It's not possible. So in Khalau Tad Hari Kirtanat, in Kali Yuga, we get the same benefit just by Hari Kirtana. That means chanting the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So that intense desire needs to be there. Do I have a desire to understand this Vedic knowledge? Right? Or am I too busy taking care of my body? If I am, then what can Vyasadeva do? There's nothing Krishna can do. You see, some qualification is necessary to understand the scriptures. Some degree of faith, some degree of sincerity is required to understand the scriptures. You see, Krishna knows we are lazy people. So he gave us simple scripture, and at the same time he gave us sadhus also, so that sadhus can guide us. We can take their help and get the benefit. So first, the Supreme Lord gave us the scriptures. That is the Vedic literature, right? Then he gave us the sadhus, the acharyas in parampara. And then he gave us our bona fide spiritual master. So everything is home delivery. Everything. But in Kali Yuga, people are very smart. Most think there is no need for guru. Why do I need guru? I'm smart enough. The sound vibrations are enough. A picture of the Supreme Lord is enough. But the scriptures clearly tell us guru is essential. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Upadyakshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. Krishna tells Arjuna, approach a bona fide spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively. render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. So the Shastras are clearly telling us Guru is necessary. Only then we can achieve to become self-realized. You see? Chanting, serving the sadhu who's guiding us. Then also, there is an echo. I think some mic is on, so there is an echo coming in.
Yeah, I can fix it.
Okay. Oh, where was I? Yes, so in Kali Yuga, we feel that we know it all. Sound is enough, picture is enough, But Shastras are clearly saying we do need a spiritual master. Chanting, serving, and then that sadhu will guide us. Then we can become self-realized. That is the supreme benefit, you see. So, seeing the miserable condition of people in Kali Yuga, what are the disqualifications? Short-lived, less intelligent, quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unfortunate. All these disqualifications are there. Seeing that condition of us in Kali Yuga, Krishna took the form of Vyasadeva and made it very simple. But just by giving us the essence of Vedas in Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srila Vyasadeva is considered the Leela avatar of Supreme Lord Krishna. So the verse once again, the Lord himself in his incarnation as the son of Satyavati or Vyasadeva will consider his compilation of the Vedic literature to be very difficult for the less intelligent persons with short life, and thus he will divide the tree of Vedic knowledge into different branches according to the circumstances of the particular age. So I'm going to end now.